Hello there, welcome to Ligeia ASMR. Today I am going to read to you some from Lolita. It is one of my favorite books, and it is, very poetic and lyrical and fucked up. I'm going to read it. I thought maybe I shouldn't whisper in this video. Sorry, audio. Lolita, light of my life, fire of my lines, my sin, my soul, Lolita, the tip of the tongue taking a trip of 3 steps down the palate to tap a 3 on the teeth, Lolita. She was low, plain low in the morning, standing 4 feet 10 in one sock. She was Lola in slacks. She was Dolly at school. She was Dolores on the dotted line. But in my arms she was always Lolita. Did she have a precursor? She did. Indeed she did. In point of fact, there might have been no Lolita at all, had I not loved one summer a certain initial girl child in a Princeton by the sea, when, about as many years before Lolita was born as my age was that summer. You can always count on a murderer for a fancy prose style. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, exhibit number 1 is what the seraphs, the misinformed, simple-winged seraphs envied. Look at this tangle of thorns. I was born in 1910 in Paris. My father was a gentle, easy-going person, a salad of racial genes, a Swiss citizen of mixed French and Austrian descent with a dash of the Danube in his veins. I am going to pass around in a minute some lovely, glossy blue picture postcards. He owned a luxurious hotel on the Riviera. His father and 2 grandfathers had sold wine, jewels and silk respectively. At 30 he married an English girl, daughter of Jeremden the alpinist and granddaughter of 2 Dorset parsons, experts in obscure subjects, paleopodology and Aeolian harps, respectively. My very photogenic mother died in a freak accident, picnic lightning, when I was 3, and save for a pocket of warmth in the darkest past, nothing of her subsists within the hollows and dulls of memory, over which, if you can still stand my style, I am writing under observation, the sun of my infancy had set. Surely you all know those redolent remnants of day suspended with the midges about some hedge in bloom, or suddenly entered and traversed by the rambler. At the bottom of a hill in the summer dusk, a furry warmed golden midges, my mother's elder sister Sybil, whom a cousin of my father's had married and then neglected, served in my immediate family as a kind of unpaid governess and housekeeper. Somebody told me later that she had been in love with my father, and that he had light-heartedly taken advantage of it one rainy day and forgotten it by the time the weather cleared. I was extremely fond of her, despite the rigidity, the fatal rigidity of some of her rules. Perhaps she wanted to make of me, in the fullness of time, a better widower than my father. Aunt Sybil had pink-rimmed azure eyes and a waxen complexion. She wrote poetry. She was poetically superstitious. She said she knew she would die soon after my 16th birthday, and did. Her husband, a great traveller in perfumes, spent most of his time in America, where eventually he founded a firm and acquired a bit of real estate. I grew a happy, healthy child in a bright world of illustrated books, clean sand, orange trees, friendly dogs, sea vistas and smiling faces. Around me the splendid Hotel Mirana revolved as a kind of private universe, a whitewashed cosmos within the blue greater one that blazed outside. From the aproned post-scrubber to the flannelled potentate, everybody liked me, everybody petted me. Elderly American ladies leaning on their canes listed toward me like towers of Pisa. Ruined Russian princesses who could not pay my father bought me expensive bonbons. He, mon cher petit papa, took me out boating and biking, taught me to swim and dive and water ski, read to me Don Quixote and Les Miserables, and I adored and respected him and felt glad for him. Whenever I overheard the servants discuss his various lady friends, beautiful and kind beings who made much of me and cooed and shed precious tears over my cheerful motherlessness. I attended an English day school a few miles from home, and there I played rackets and fives and got excellent marks and was on perfect terms with schoolmates and teachers alike. I only the only definite sexual events that I can remember as having occurred before my 13th birthday, that is before I first saw my little Annabel, were a solemn, decorous and purely theoretical talk about pubertal surprises in the rose garden of the school with an American kid, the son of a then celebrated motion picture actress whom he seldom saw in the three-dimensional world, and some interesting reactions on the part of my organism to certain photographs, pearl and umbra with infinitely soft partings, impatient sumptuous la beauté humaine that I had filched from under a mountain of marble-bound graphics in the hotel library. Later, in his delightful debonair manner, my father gave me all the information he thought I needed about sex. This was just before sending me in the autumn of 1923 to a lycée in Lyon, where we were to spend 3 winters, but alas, in the summer of that year he was touring Italy with Mademoiselle de R. and her daughter, and I had nobody to complain to, nobody to consult. I am sorry for reading aloud. I'm not sorry, but I mean I was just experimenting. If you hate it, or if this sounds so very unlike ASMR, then please tell me so that I don't do this again. Okay? And I'll read a paragraph in a whispering sound too. Okay, just now. Annabel was like the writer of mixed parentage, half English, half Dutch in her case. I remember her features far less distinctly today than I did a few years ago before I knew Lolita. There are 2 kinds of visual memory. One when you skillfully recreate an image in the laboratory of your mind with your eyes open, and then I see Annabel in such general terms as honey-colored skin, thin arms, brown bobbed hair, long lashes, big bright mouth, and the other when you instantly evoke with shut eyes on the dark inner side of your eyelids, the objective, absolutely optical replica of a beloved face, a little ghost in natural colors, and this is how I see Lolita. This is all for today, and I really hope that it wasn't too bad. Thank you so much. Good night. Goodbye. Take care. Like my